going through each one of these exercises for roughly 15 seconds. You're not going to need any equipment for this routine other than a piece of open wall. Now let's go ahead and get into our first exercise, the boxer shuffle, to help keep our heart rate up while we cool down. So get those feet moving back and forth to stay up on the ball of your foot. Nice and easy jog back and forth. Just keep those lungs open, breathing normally. Now in just a second, we're going to switch off to a roundabout toe touch. And go ahead and switch those feet just a little wider than shoulder width. You're going to do a nice big circle down with that torso, down through the center, then back up the other side, then reverse that direction. So keep going back and forth. Make sure you get a really good stretch on those hamstrings. And go ahead and switch to our next, the torso twist. So standing straight up and down, rotating those shoulders left to right. Again, feet just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Try to really get a good rotation on those shoulders without rotating those hips too much. We're almost done. And switch to those shoulder rolls. Roll those shoulders back behind you, up towards those ears and back down behind you. Then roll them back, forward, and front. When you get to the back, you want to be squeezing those shoulders back. When you get to the front, you want to be squeezing those shoulders together in front. And go ahead and switch to arm pull plus a hip flexor stretch. So one arm comes across in front of your body, grabbing that elbow, pulling across for that shoulder stretch. And then going down into a half lunge position so that rear leg is straight, stretching to the front of that hip flexor. And go ahead and switch sides. That opposite arm comes across, that opposite leg goes back. Again, keep that rear leg nice and straight, stretching to the front of that hip flexor, keep that torso straight up and down, that arm across in front of your chest, nice and close. And let's switch that shoulder stretch, so get to that wall, hands just a little bit above head height, press that chest down to the base of the wall, one leg forward, just holding it there, trying to really bring those arms back behind you. You should feel a stretch through your chest and through the inside of that shoulder joint. Switch which leg is in front. Same exact position on those arms, still trying to press that chest down. If you want to get a little extra stretch out of this, you can always straighten that front leg to get a little bit of a hamstring stretch. And go ahead and switch that chest stretch, so hand against the wall, fingers facing back behind you. Rotate that chest away from that hand until you feel that chest start to pull and stretch. Now if you're feeling it more in your bicep, then make sure you rotate your arm so the inside of your elbow is facing up towards the ceiling. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, so that opposite hand on the wall, fingers facing back behind you, rotate those shoulders away. Hold it for just a bit longer. And let's go ahead and switch to a toe touch stretch, so feet just about shoulder width apart, stretch straight down between those legs. Try to get down as low as you possibly can. Now if you want to, you can always bring those feet closer together, get a little bit more of a stretch off those hamstrings. Have them out wide is just fine. Get a quad stretch next. Standing up, one leg back behind you, tuck that heel to your butt as close as you can. We're going to stretch out that hamstring on the opposite leg as well by leaning forward. Still trying to pull that heel to your butt, pulling that knee back behind you to stretch out the front of that thigh and that hip. So let's go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side. So switch around, that opposite leg comes up, heel to butt. Bring that knee back behind you as far as you can until you stretch the front of that thigh, that quadricep, that hip flexor. Leaning over to stretch the hamstring, that opposite leg. And let that relax. We're moving on to a standing glute stretch. So one leg over top of the other. You're going to squat down. You can hold on to something for balance if you need to. Otherwise, try to hold your own balance. Just squatting down as low as you can. You should feel this in the glute of the leg that's over top. And go ahead and switch sides. So same exact exercise, just that opposite leg over top, squatting down again. Like I said, if you can, hold your own balance. It makes it a little bit more challenging, but it makes it more than just a stretch. Hold it for just a little bit longer. Keep those lungs open. And we're going to switch to an inside thigh plus a tricep stretch. So one leg bends, the other leg stays straight. You're going to drop that hip down towards that straight leg to get that inside thigh stretch. And that hand for that tricep stretch is going to be up towards that shoulder, being pulled across by that other arm. Switch sides, same exact thing, just on the opposite side. Reaching back towards the same shoulder with that hand, and then that opposite arm grabbing that elbow, pulling it across. Just a few more seconds. Let it relax. Very good. That is it. This workout is complete and the cool down is done.